In the game of Palia, there is a lot of plushies. And in the game of Palia, pretty much everyone wants to obtain every single plushie. So in this video here, we are going to go over how to obtain every single plushie in Palia. Now bear in mind, some of these plushies are only available now through trade because they were either a Twitch drop or they were something that was sold through an event that is no longer happening. But thankfully, most people in the game are super, super kind and will very gladly lend you a plushie if they have a spare one of it. So let's get into it. We're going to start this video with the ones that were Twitch drops. So first off, for Twitch drops, we have the Sandy the Palcat and Nox the Palcat. They are these two right here. These ones were Twitch drops quite a while ago, and they are no longer available other than through trade. Which trading occurs in the underground, I will be showing you guys where that occurs later in the video. Next, ones that were available through Twitch drops are the stackable Palcat pillow and the stackable Mujin pillow. You got two of each of these, and these were also Twitch drops that happened a little while ago. So once again, they are not obtainable in the game. However, they are obtainable through trading. And since you get two of them from the Twitch drops, I know a lot of people have been willing to trade them. You simply just have to go to the underground and make a post in the server chat, and usually a lot of people are very willing to trade if you have something to offer them back. Next, we are going to go over login rewards, which is just simply from logging into the game whenever these rewards are active. They will simply be sent to your news here or to your mailbox, and you will be able to claim them. So that includes all of these here. They're the winter Flutterfox plush, the spring Flutterfox plush, the fall Flutterfox plush, the summer Flutterfox plush, and the leafy Flutterfox plush. These were all obtainable through login rewards. However, they are also available in Zeki's gumball machine, which you have a chance at winning them by obtaining lucky coins, placing them in the gumball, and getting one of these instead. I have so many dupes of these because of that gumball machine. We also have Nibbles the Drake here, who is one of my favorite plushies. He is also obtainable through the login rewards. However, Nibbles is not obtainable through the gumball machine. He is only available through trade right now. So, gotta ask in the underground if anybody has him available. The next login reward we're going to talk about is the giant honey bunch plush. I love a little honeybee. And this one was available fairly recently, but if you did miss it, it was only available through logins, but I managed to miss it, but I still was able to get it through a trade in the underground, and he is just so stinking cute. The next login reward we have is the Big Frogbert plush. This one was a while ago too, and is no longer available other than through trade, but this was another login reward. I just want to note too, it appears only the spring and winter Flutterfox plushes are available through Zeki's machine. The other ones are not available quite yet through Zeki's claw machine. So just bear that in mind that you can only obtain these two right here from the claw machine. Claw machine, gumball machine, tomato. It's the one that's in Zeki's shop or in the underground. So next we have a couple random ones. So we have the regular sized Frogbert plush. This one was on top of the giant Frogbert that was in the middle of the Kilima Fields. And that was due to Steam being released, that the giant massive Frogbert was there. But if you climbed to the top of them, you could get the regular Frogbert plush, not available anywhere else other than Zeki's machine right now. So the gumball / claw machine, you are still able to obtain him there. And if you were already playing prior to Steam releasing, even if you were just through the regular downloading of Palia, you are able to obtain the Giga Frogbert plush through Steam and getting it on Steam within a certain period of time. And also from just having the game prior to. You got this big, massive boy here. Okay, next we're going to move into the ones that are obtained through quests from villagers or quests in general. And these ones anyone can still do. So first we have the Ranch House Cherry Tail. This is from the For the Record quest. And we also have the life-size Towel plushie. This is from the In the Doghouse quest. The In the Doghouse quest was a quest from Tao, and For the Record is a quest from Hecla. So once you get to the certain friendship level, you are able to do these quests and obtain these plushies. Another plushie that you can randomly obtain is the Finding Friends Choppa plush. This one is through Palia's Refer a Friend program. You can go ahead and show that you have a Palia account and obtain a link to share with friends that you can get login rewards whenever they sign up from. And this is one of the plushies that you can get only through that means. Okay, so next we're going to go over ones that you can get from events only and also through trading. But these are ones that are not huntable, and they are not like the other ones that you can get through quests or login rewards. So these are ones from events happening, like the Maji Market, the Luna New Year, that kind of thing. We'll start off with the Naga plush. This is the Year of the Naga. It was from the Luna New Year that they did. It was only available there through the Choppa Chase Hut prizes, and it is no longer available, but you are able to obtain it through trading like I did because I was really busy with work at the time and was not able to get on and play too much at that moment. And with the Maji Market, which just closed, but they are going to bring it back. They do it every so often. You can obtain all of these little plushies here, all these little Choppa Hut ones, including the little pillows. There is a bunch for you to be able to purchase. I'm not going to go through and name them all, but these are all obtainable through the Maji Market, as well as some others, including this little Maji here and the mini Maji. And there's also the Embra plush here. This one is also available at the Maji Market as well, or through trade. And then recently they added a claw machine from Zeki. From spending certain amount of tickets at the Maji Market, you are able to occasionally obtain a claw machine ticket for some mini plushies. First, we have the little Froggy here. We also have Lil Carrot, which is aptly placed on a cutting board in my kitchen. There's Lil Turnip as well. We also have Lil Snail here. Lil Beetle right over here. And my personal favorite, the Lil Cernuk right here. He's just so stinking cute. I put him with all of his other little Cernuk friends. And those are all obtainable through the claw machine at Maji Market that you can occasionally get a token for. If you spend 6,000 tickets at the Maji Market, you will automatically get a token. Any other denomination below that, like 1,000 or 200, you have a small chance of getting a token. But if you spend 6,000, you do get a token and a shot at getting one of those. Next, we're going to talk about these big boys here, these giant plushies. These are available through the Zeki's prize wheel in the underground from playing Hot Pot. It is the golden section on the circle. You get a chance at a giant plush, one of the three. You can either get the giant Maji, the giant Choppa, or the giant ancient fish, which in my experience, I tend to get more ancient fish than anything else. But I digress. It is still a giant plushie. So those are obtained from playing Hot Pocket and spinning the wheel in the underground. Now we have two more sections to cover before we dive into huntable plushies. One of those being Zeki's gumball / claw machine, whatever you want to call it. It's a gumball machine to me. So these are plushies that are obtainable through the gumball machine. Starting off strong, we have the Sill here. I love him so much. It's kind of like a meme due to a technical issue that Palia was having green cylinders all over their beach. They added a plushie to the game to commemorate that happening, which I think is so funny. Then we also have the Order Cernuk plush. Very cute. One of my favorites as well. But he is obtainable through the gumball machine as well. The Ancient Silverwing plush here is also available through the gumball machine, as is the Ancient Kitsu. I love the Kitsu plush as well. Another one of my favorites. The Ranch House Cotton Bean, also available through the gumball machine, as well as Butterball here with his little neck scarf. We also have the regular Ancient Fish plush, which is available through the gumball machine as well. There's also the regular size Me and My Honey Bunch plush. You can get that from the gumball machine. And lastly, you can obtain the Fun Guy plushie from Zeki's gumball machine. Once again, these are obtained by getting lucky coins. That is just simply from either buying them from the underground cash register or from spending money at Zeki's shop. He will send you one per day, not Palia days, one per real life day. The days we don't want to think about. I almost forgot to mention my Worn Mouse plush. This one is obtained through the prize wheel in the underground as well. However, it is under the, I believe it's called Pirate Decor. It's under the Pirate Decor, not the Jumbo Plush Winnings part of the wheel. So you can obtain this one also through playing Hot Pocket. And before we go into the huntable plushes, there are two other plushies that I do not technically have yet, but my order comes in on Friday of the brand Madrinas, which is a coffee energy drink company that partnered with Palia, and they dropped two exclusive plushies to ordering the Palia collab. One is the Madrinas Magi plush, which is this beautiful cherry red, fuchsia pink, whatever color you see, Magi. And also the stackable Choppa pillows. You get these as well through purchasing the Palia collaborations through Madrinas. So I will have those very shortly. You can obtain a redeemable code when you make the purchase. It comes with those items. So that is the only way to get those plushies, is to make an out-of-game purchase. But I'm somebody who loves coffee and loves energy drinks. I need all the caffeine I can. I stay up late almost every single night. So this is something that I was interested in trying anyways. And when I found out that I could get some extra plushies, I was all the more inspired to do so. So those will be coming here soon. They're up on the screen. I just don't technically own them yet, but I will very shortly once I get the codes. All of the huntable plushies. There's Cernucks, all three here. We have the Mugens, all three right here. The Choppas, the Bugs, and the fish. We're going to start with the fish obtainable plushies through hunting, due to the fact that you don't really have to run around for this one. You just need some luck. To obtain the fish plushies in Palia, all you need is a fishing rod and a pond. It does not matter the type of bait you use. It does not matter if it is in a starfish circle or not. All you need is a pond and a fishing rod and a lot of patience. There's 4 to obtain, as I showed, and it's just kind of a wild draw. Whichever one you get has to be a pond, cannot be anything else. So I always go to the mirror pond here because it's the closest one to the house. Throw my line in, hope that I don't get a waterlogged boot, which I always do, and you fish away. Now, I have a bunch of the catfish plushes. It seems like that's the one that people have most commonly, especially because whenever it comes to trading, I've traded a lot of my duplicates. I always end up getting people giving me catfish. So that one definitely seems to be the most common. But regardless, find a pond, get your fishing rod, have a lot of patience, and hope for the best. We'll go over the bugs next, as they just added 2 new bugs. We'll start with the Proudhorn Stag Beetle, which is, I believe, the only one. Yeah, it's the only one you can get in Kilima. So to obtain this bug plushie, what you need to do is break some rocks, because this bug spawns under rocks. Doesn't matter if they are stone nodes or copper. There's one that spawned there. Break out your bug belt. Just pelt it a couple times with smoke bombs. And like I said, it's not a guaranteed every single time, but eventually you will obtain the plushie. This one did take me a little bit of a while, so just be patient. And for the rest of the bug plushies, we do have to head over to Bahari. We have the Lunar Fairy Moth plush, which is obtained by hunting the lunar fairy moths. They're just these blue little guys. They only come out at night, so keep that in mind. Some of these are time sensitive. And we also have the glow bug here, this little green guy. Both of those only come out at night, so keep that in mind. You will not find these during the daytime. They come out starting at, I believe, 6 p.m. And they go away immediately at 3 a.m. So keep that in mind while you're hunting these. They will immediately disappear. Good way to get a bunch of them to spawn is a honey lure. However, you don't need to use a honey lure for these. They spawn pretty frequently enough. Next, we have the garden snail. These are found mostly on the beach, for me at least. You can find them in the wilds of Bahari, but I find the majority of the ones that I've ended up hunting on the beach. Once again, you can use a honey lure to get more to spawn, but you will get a bunch of crabs, of course, too, because they're a little bit more common than the snail. But these ones drop the garden snail plush, which is so stinking adorable. It's one of the newest plushies that Palia has added to the game, but still fairly easily obtainable. I have 2 already, but they are super cute, and they spawn frequently enough that you don't necessarily need to use a honey lure, but it does speed up the process for some people. I just find personally that honey lures require a lot of expensive resources to craft, so I don't like to use them for a bug that spawns as commonly as the garden snail does. Moving on from the snail, we have the garden ladybug. It is obtained from plucking foliage over in Bahari, and hopefully it will, when you remove the foliage, it will uncover a ladybug. Now, with that being said, there is certain foliage that it will not spawn under, that being, I believe, Dari cloves, heart drop lilies, and briar daisies will not spawn a ladybug, but sundrop lilies, garlic, that kind of stuff will occasionally have one pop out underneath you. So I usually stick to the Pulsewater Plains area for hunting the ladybug because it has a better shot at popping out. And the ladybug will spawn no matter the time of day, so you can do this literally till you get it. And lastly, for bug plushies, we have the rainbow tipped butterfly plush. I have an entire video dedicated to that plushie and ways to help you hunt it. So I'll link that down below if you want to check it out, or I'll put a little card up top too. But that one spawns between 3 a.m. to 6 p.m. I find the best luck is directly at 3 a.m. putting on a buzzy jar and dropping a lure. Having a party member also really helps, so that way one of you can run around, find the other bugs that might not be around your lure, while one of you also camps the lure in case one spawns there. I have a whole video on that. I'll put the plushie up on the screen here. What it looks like is very cute. It is adorable and totally worth it. But it is definitely a grind to get that plushie because of how rare the bug spawns and how many people are also currently hunting it at the moment. So that is one of the newest ones. Also, it came out with the snail. So please bear that in mind, that this one is not easy to get unless you are extremely, extremely lucky. But go ahead and check out the other video I made on it for any tips and tricks, methods, whatever you want to call it, for obtaining that bug plush. And finally, we are on to the animals, which are the Mujin, the Chappas, and the Sternuks. You can obtain the plushies for the regular Sternuk, the regular Chappa, and even the Elder Sternuk and the Striped Chappa over in Killama. But the Elder Sternuk and the Striped Chappa spawn more rarely over there. You're more likely to get the regular Chappa and regular Sternuk over there. But for this, you need your bow. I like to use fine-tipped arrows and also dispel arrows. You'll see why very shortly, especially for the Proudhorn Sternuk, the Bristlebane Mujin, and the Azure Chappa. Those ones have magical abilities, so you want to dispel their abilities. But we'll kick off things with the Mujin here. So we have the regular Mujin. They have yellow eyes and are just a very dark gray and black color. You can find them by chopping down trees, usually over in this area of Bahari. Any tree you chop down will drop some Mujins. Right there. This one here is a banded Mujin. They're the middle tier. Usually you have to hit them twice if somebody had already hit that one. But they have red eyes, and as you can tell, they have a little bit of a purplish hue, and they are grayer in color, like a lighter gray. I misspoke earlier. It's blue bristlemugin, not bristleback. But that one is the rarest, and that one goes invisible whenever you spook or hit it the first time. So you definitely want to hit those with the spell arrows to be able to see it. And it takes about 5 hits to obtain, to knock it. So you do want to have plenty of arrows at the ready while hunting these guys. Now, for the more legendary animals, like I said, the Azure Choppa, the Proudhorn Sarnuk, and the Blue Bristlemugin, it is good to have a hunter's horn. It helps you find and locate these guys, which is super helpful. And it's also helpful whenever you have a hunting party as well, because then you can knock it way easier. But I typically find the Blue Bristlemugin either up here lurking around the G2 area, or like I said before, simply chopping some trees down. Sometimes you're lucky you'll even get like 3 to pop out right in a row for you, which is kind of crazy. But Mugins will jump up into trees if you do not knock them in time, which is why it's sometimes nice to have a pack of people to hunt with. So that way, if you're partied up with them, one of you can chop, others can hunt and hit it with arrows. You see the amount that just came out of that tree? That's like 5 right there. There's one of them. The one with the blue back there, I'll put a picture up on the screen so that way you can see it easier, but it turned invisible and it is running away right now. So those ones are a little bit of a pain if you're just doing this by yourself, but totally doable, all the same. Okay, next we're going to do Sarnuks. So right now, I usually like to go in order of the most common to the rarest, but we have the Proudhorn Sarnuk right here. This is one you definitely want to hit with dispel arrows too, but I will show you what happens when you hit it with a regular arrow. These guys will teleport. So once again, a little bit of a pain to catch if you don't have the dispel arrow on them. But with the dispel arrow, they are no longer able to teleport, so they will just simply run. They will eventually teleport towards the end when the dispel arrow wears off, but once again, they take about 5 hits to fully down them. So easier once again to hunt in a party, but 100% doable. I think even more doable than the Blue Bristlemugin. We'll just go in reverse order right now. Next, we have the Elder Sarnuk. This is the plushie that took me the longest time to get. They require about 3 hits with a fine-tipped arrow. But these ones are pretty common. You can find these pretty much everywhere in Bahari, which definitely helps. But I will say it probably took me about 30,000 Elder Sarnuks to down before I finally got the plush. That's just my personal experience. I hope you have a significant better luck than I did with this one. And lastly, for Sarnuks, we just have your regular one. These do spawn a lot more in Kilima, so I recommend hunting them there. But they're just a one-shot with a fine-tipped arrow. And like I said, you have a chance of a plushie dropping. And finally, we're on to Choppas. So I have an Azure one sitting right here. So we're going to start with the hardest one. These ones multiply whenever you hit them without a dispel arrow. I'll show you what that looks like here. So once again, definitely better to hit it with a dispel arrow. So that way you know which is which and which one is actually the one you should be shooting at. But they spawn pretty quickly. Over here on this side, this is the pulse water side of Bahari. But they only take 3 hits to down, so very much easier than the Blue Bristlemugin and the Elder Sarnuk. But a little bit of a pain in the butt nonetheless because of the way that they multiply if you don't hit them with the dispel arrow. The next we have the Striped Choppa. They have a dark underbelly. They only take 2 hits with a fine-tipped arrow, but they are also only really over on this side. But they're fairly easy to down, especially if you have slowdown arrows. I believe slowdown arrows takes 3 hits. I could be wrong. I don't really use slow down arrows. My friend uses them all the time and swears by them. But those definitely help with these kind of animals and even the elder Cernucks because they move pretty quickly. For hunting choppas, I feel like it's best to go to this little hilly area right before the lighthouse. There's just so many that spawn here. But lastly, we have the regular choppa. It's just all orange like this guy here. One shot with a fine tipped arrow. I believe one shot with a regular arrow as well, like the standard. But these ones are also available in Kilima, and they're everywhere in Kilima, so you can just hunt it right outside your front door. And that, my friends, is how you obtain every plushie in Palia thus far. Now, bear in mind, there is a new area that should be releasing for us, hopefully sooner than later. But we will be patient as we are with hunting plushies because it is a grind, and we are patient people, and we are kind people. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have anything to say, or if you are missing any plushies, let me know because I have a bunch of dupes. So I might be able to help you out with some of the ones that either are huntable, especially like bug ones and animal ones. I do have a lot of dupes for those because I love this game and I play it too much. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out some of my other videos on Palia, especially the RTB plushie one. That one I am pretty proud of, and took me a lot of time making it, going through all the clips and just recording myself and my friend while we messed around and hunted and grinded for this plushie. So thank you guys so much again. Make sure you check out my other social media. I will be going live on Twitch again for the first time in about half a year soon. But yeah, guys, thank you so much again, and I will catch you in the next one. Let me know what you want to hear me talk about in Palia next. Bye.